Question is, how did these mountains form? There was a lot of mountain development in the Intermountain West because the Pacific Plate was moving underneath the North American Plate. But then about 15 to 30 million years ago, there was a lot of stretching of the Earth's crust around here, from the southwest into Nevada. It was pretty interesting. So there was some upward forces underneath that caused this whole area to kind of rise up and stretch out. And what happened was a bunch of cracks formed. So there are faults in the Earth's crust that formed. So you end up having a basin and range situation set up because you have all these cracks in the crust and they're stretching. And in between the faults, land will drop down and create some basins, and you've got mountains on both sides. So you have ranges and basins in between. All around here you have these mountains that pop up with basins in between. And then there was this thing called the Detachment Fault. So they said the mountains rose so fast that the whole side detached and slid down and moved west. So the mountains west of Tucson, the Tucson Mountains, were actually east of the Rincon Mountains way back in the day, they figure. And so what you end up happening is you had layers above other layers. These younger rocks slid off, and the older rocks were exposed. And so what you ended up happening was this right here, this Tenka Verde Ridge. These rocks are super old, 1.4 billion years estimated. This is some granite. Granite's magma that's solidified underground, and then it had an upper layer that slid off that way. And so these rocks below it are actually younger than the rocks above it. Pretty interesting.